All right. So Pwntilldwn, I think I've talked about Pwntilldwn before. So if I go to portal here and then I click check in, and then I'm in now. So I need to start on my VPN. Remember I taught us how to download the VPN. So let me just open up my terminal here, and then I can just actually see to where the VPN file is located at. Then sudo open VPN, Pwntilldwn the VPN, type in my password, and yes, so it's going to start up the VPN. You can see initialization sequence completed. Sorry, split view. Yeah, great. So sudo I have config tn0 empty off, and then we are good. Great. So just going to open up another new tab, add a plus to this, cd.stash btd clear, and then I'm just going to max. Great. So now I've started my VPN already, and if I copy this IP address, copy comes to my terminal, and I try to pinch it. Remember, the pinch command is to check if the host is up, and you can see here it's telling me this guy. That's one way to do it, and the other way we can do it is nmap-sn, right? Paste in the IP address, and nmap is going to tell us if the host is up or not. So let's just wait for that. Yeah, you can see host is actually up here. So I clear this, start up nmap, and let me just try to disable notifications. Great. So now what I'll do usually, like I said, the first thing to always do is to run nmap. So we can just try nmap -p-, and then I'm going to remove this IP address because I have my syntax. And we want to know what the syntax does. nmap-p scan 65,535 IP, and then on this particular IP address, scv script and version detection for fast scanning, verbose tokmo -min-rate 1000. That's actually to like make the scan faster. So -on is equals to nmap.txt. That is where it's actually going to output the result of all these guys here to then -pn. Okay, -pn actually treats the host as up, but there's no problem. Let me therefore use raw scan -a. I'm going to remove this IP address, right? So let me just remove this IP address because raw scan is pretty fast, and you can see we have port open here. We have port 21, we have port 22, and what I can just do now is, once this is done, instead of using -p-, I'll just specify only these two ports that raw scan detected for us. So I can just do that, like Ctrl+C, and then I can just do nmap -p-, remove this -p-, and then just put in 21, 22, delete this one here, space, Ctrl+V there, come over here and remove -pn. The use is actually up. So now this should work. So if I come back here to Ctrl+S, and you can see here, done. We have port 22, we have port 21. Great. So this time we don't have a website like we usually do. You know, before we have something like port 80, but here now if I copy the IP address and then I try to paste it on Google, you will see that it will tell me the site cannot be reached because port 80 or 443 is not actually opened. So what we can do here now is we can just try to go back to our scan here, since we know we discovered remember we discovered only 21 and then 22. So what we can do here is now you can see FTP. It's telling me FTP here. So if you want to do, you can just come here and say enumerating FTP port 21, and it's going to give you can see pentesting FTP, and you have different articles on how to do it. But I already know what to do as usual, so I can just go back to my terminal here, and then I can just type in FTP straight. You can also use netcards for banner grabbing. Just try to add this to your Arsenal. So you can just do netcat and followed by the IP address, then 21. So it's going to tell us, you can see we have a banner here which is 220 through the portal into nothingness or bliss. You can see. So they said 220 through the portal into nothingness or bliss. So I'm not going to use that. That's the banner. This is the banner I need there. Remember I talked about banner in our last class. Banner like int on CTF. They actually give you lead on what to do. So let me just clear this and then I can just type in FTP, put this inside, and you can see we have 220 through the portal into nothingness of bliss again. So I can type in anonymous as the username. Then I'll just click enter and you can see login successful. So now I can run ls to check if there are files here. You can see ls-la, and you can see we don't have any file here. Definitely we don't have any file here. So I can just hit Ctrl D, clear this, and then go back to our scan. Okay, we still have SSH. So let's try SSH. Let's see what SSH has for us. I can paste in that IP address. Yes. And we don't have any banner, so we are looking for banner. And if you want to grab another banner through SSH, you can also use netcards followed by the IP address, then port 22 this time. And you can see we only have open SSH 8.2p1 and then this guy, so nothing else. So let's just hit Ctrl C there, Ctrl DXY, and let's come it up. So page up, and then definitely you can see where we have version which is VSFTPD 2.0, I mean 2.0.8 or later. So I can just copy this version, come to my browser here, and then I can just type in, I can just hit Ctrl V, then I'll just type in exploits VSFTPD 2.0.8. here you can see we almost have like heavily leads pointing to VSFTPD here. The other thing we can also do is there's something we call search exploits. We can use search exploits like search exploits, then you can just paste in that VSPD 2.0.8. let's try to just say VSCP2, and then you can see we have stuff here, and you can see here we have backdoor command execution. Can you see we have metasploits, and then we have backdoor command execution here. So what I can just use just VS, I can just do search exploits, then I'll just copy this, and then I'll just hit -m, Ctrl V, and if I do ls now, I should see it here, 49757 49757. Literally this it. So now I can clear this out, chmod +x, I need to grant it executable permission, and now if I hit ls again, you can see the color has changed. So I can just do python or python 2 then 49, and you can see we need to specify a host. So you can see here we need to specify a host. So let's try to put in the IP address we actually got from here. Let me just go back to our website here, copy this, and then just paste this in. And we have, okay, nothing really. So let's try to read the Python file. Gedit for, let's see if we have something that is okay. User negal pass. So I need to change this. I need to actually change this negal to anonymous. Then we need to change this pass to anonymous. And if you cannot edit this file with gedit, let me try to save it. Ctrl S, click cancel. You also have another alternative. You can just type in mouse pad, then 4, and then hit tab. So you can see we can edit it with this guy too. You can see anonymous, so you can edit it with this one in case that gedit doesn't work. And what do we have here? We have host 6002, success shared open, send exit to quit shell. So it looks like it's actually starting something with Tenet. Okay, let's hit Ctrl S to see and see what is going to happen. No banner. Okay, Ctrl B. Nothing really there, definitely. So let me just try to I'm just saying, if this does not work, this is actually another method of enumeration. We have a lot of method, so you just need to keep take note of these things. Exactly, you need to keep taking notes. Look at my notes here. If I open my notes here, which is Obsidian, you can see I've taken a whole lot of note about different things here. You can see different things here. I've taken a lot of notes, different notes, because if you don't take notes, you will definitely forget, because penetration testing is actually wide. It's really wide, so you need to take efficient notes. So I don't know why that didn't work. Well, let me just try to edit the script and see why. Port FTP 21, but they said we should 220 through the portal host. I don't know. Let's declare a variable here. Okay, let's try run it again. But I will actually need to change some things. We need to change some things like this 21. Let's use 220, and then I'll just tell you why I use 220. Ctrl S, and now let me try to run it with Python 2 again. It doesn't work. So I need to change that back from 220 to 21. So what else? I think this 6002. Let me change it to 220 and see if I get anything back. Ctrl S, and then I'm just going to run it again. Ctrl B. Yeah, I'm just going to do snc-lvmp and 220. So let me see if it's going to give us a connection back. Okay, we can just search for listening on Telnet. How to listen on Telnet. Yeah. Telnet listing. Exactly. So let me check if Telnet listing works. Telnet listing 220. Exactly. So it should be netcat. It should be netcat. So I don't know. It should be netcat. Well, no problem. Let's try to let's keep enumerating more. Since that script did not work, let me just remove it. We are still enumerating. We are trying to see what we can find. So let's just go back to our guy here, and you can see we have VSTPD 2.3.4. So if I go to my browser here, let me just cancel all of this. And you can see here hacking DNA exploit VSFTPD 2.08. So you can see 2.08 here. So let's see if this one works. We also have different options here. Backdoor command execution. You can see 2.0 or later. Okay, so they literally used Metasploit. They literally used Metasploit. So you can actually use Metasploit also. You can use Metasploit and you should be able to use the manual method too. So let's just try to like use Metasploit. So you can just fire up Metasploit with, let me see, you can just type in MSF console and it's going to start Metasploit up. Starting the Metasploit framework console, and we can just click here. So let's just click here and see what we have. So I'll just copy this, like, starting the Metasploit framework console. So let's just wait for this to start up, and once this is done, we'll try to see if this works. You can see here that they highlighted 2.0 or later, and if we come here also, Ctrl BS, you can see 2.0 or later. So let's see if Metasploit works. We're going to paste in what we have, search VSTPD, and you can see we have something here. So we are going to use 1. Once you type in search VSFTPD, then the next thing is to type in use then 1. Great. So now I'm going to clear my screen and I'm going to type options, and you can see we need to set C host, C port, R host. So let's see how the guy did his own. Show options, set R host, then exploit. Great. So what we can do now is, what we need to do is type in set, let's say R host to this IP address. Go to the website, copy this particular IP address, and then just paste it. And then the next thing is C port, the local client port to listen on local client address. So what I can do here is I'm just going to type in set C host to this IP address up here. Don't forget. So 10.66.66. Oh, that's comma .66.246. Then set C port, and now this is where things might be very funny. It took me a while before I noticed it. If you set this C port to something like 44444 and then you type in exploit, let's see what happens. Okay, found shell, command section 1 opened. Okay, that works. 444 literally works, but I noticed that some ports were not working. Like some ports will actually not work. So if you use 220, it will actually work. So now command shell section 1 opened. Now I can just type in script -qc/bin/bash. Type in this, and then you have a shell. I can do ls, and I have flag1.txt here. So I can just type cat flag1.txt, and then we have the flag here. So you can just copy this flag and then paste it here. Once you check in, just paste it here. You see the paste flag or whatever there. So now if I do who am I, something like who am I, you can see that I am root. So once you are the root user, there is actually no need of privilege escalation. That is why I actually choose this particular machine. We'll be looking at more machines tomorrow, but I want you to also go and try to look for different ways to exploit this particular machine. If I type in exit here, which is exit, like exit, yeah, exit, I meant exit, then exit again. I can actually use the manual method where we have not literally talked about, but let's see if we can use the manual method here. Let me type in gtub. Let me see if there's any exploit here. Okay, we have this. So let's try downloading there and see what we have. See the same thing, host port FTPD telnet equals to CN2 telnet host 6200. I don't know why it literally did not work. Well, let's see. Did they use? Okay, they still literally used what they call it. They still literally used this guy there. So let me just try to call this out. Call this guy, and then I'm just going to send it to exploits.py, right? Great. So I should have exploit.py here. So let me try casting out exploit.py, and then I have the exploit there. Great. So let me just try doing something like Python. Let me see Python 3, then exploit.py. Doesn't work. Okay, doesn't work. So let me try Python 2. Okay, we need to grant it executable permissions first. Don't forget that is really necessary. That's chmod plus x exploit.py, then Python 2 exploits.py. Host, which is our target IP. Host, which is our target IP. I don't know if we need to specify -h for host. Let me try -h, then specify this guy. Okay, so I don't need -h here. I can just specify this directly, and then let me try and just do tenets, then 6,200. As usual, I'm meant to have something. I don't know why I don't have anything back there. I don't know why I'm not receiving any connection. Let me just try again. Exploit.py. Let me try reading this and do anything up here. Any print statement 21, user anonymous, sorry about that, pass anonymous. We need to change this. Anonymous, port FTPD, she, tenet, host 6002, social shell, open, send exit to quit shell. Great. So literally we are connecting via tenet. So I don't think there's meant to be any problem here. I don't think there's meant to be any problem there. Let me try something like -l. Maybe there's something like listen or help. What do you think about help? Okay, C doesn't make sense. So let me try something like nc-lbmp 6,200, and we don't see have anything. This is actually meant to work. So definitely I don't think we can find the manual exploits, but if I try adding, let me try adding GitHub here, see if I'll get something. Okay, we have an exploit here. We have another exploit here. Let me see. Okay, so we can git clone this, cd chmod. Okay, let's try this. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Let me try and paste this git clone into cd vs clear ls, and then we have exploit.py. Don't forget to actually do chmod exploits.py, sorry, .py clear, then Python. What version of Python do we need? Python 3. Great. So Python 3 exploit.py, then we're going to paste in the IP address we got from here. So let's copy this IP address and then let's see what we have. Check the version, open connection to on port 21, done. Great, so we got it done there. And let's try to view source code. Let me try and view source code. cd to vsftbd, gedit exploit.py. Sorry, I don't know why. exploit.py. Great. So let me see if there's anything I am missing here. Okay, self.ip. We need to start up a particular guy here. So let me change this to port 444. Control S 444. Then I'm just going to clear this. Come up here. Control C. Clear this, and then I'm just going to start up my shell, which is nc-lvmp 444. Then let me run this expert again and see. Checking version. See checking version. Opening connection to 10 dots on port 21. Done. But it's meant to bring up something. It's surely meant to bring up something like this guy did here. Like what we have here. Done. Open connection to 196.166.56 or 10 on port 6002. Done. Is there an IP address there? Let's check if there's an IP address there. There is meant to be an IP address somewhere there. So let's just check if there's an IP address there. gedit exploit.py. I make this mistake almost every time. So let me add a Y there and let's see if we have any IP address. User. See what we have here. User hello. So let's try anonymous. Then we try anonymous also. So anonymous. What other do we have? Anything like an IP going on here? No. So it's Control S and then start this shit again. So I'm going to leave my netcat like that. I'm not going to close this guy, and I'll just hit Python again and opening connection to port 21. Done. Let's just wait. Any other thing, checking version. Okay, checking version. Switching to interactive mode. I don't think, because we have a login shell here, there's a lot of work to do here. There's literally a lot of work to do in this particular script. The script is connecting back to itself. You can see it's giving us a shell right here. So we need something that is actually going to connect back. Who am I? Okay, yeah, you can see that we have this one actually execute command straight up. It's literally execute command straight up. So this one works too. So you can try to find just try out what you feel like works. And don't forget, you can just come here, copy this guy, come over here, let me cancel this. Let me cd back rm-rf vs ftpd, right? Then I'll just do git clone, then clone, then I'll just paste in the link. Great, so you can see it's done. So I'll just cd to vsftpd, clear. What do I have? ls, I have vsftpd. Great, so chmod plus x, don't forget vsftpd. Great. So Python, what did they ask us to use? Make sure to follow instructions as you can see here. So let's try using Python 2 first. Python 2 vsftpd, then the IP address, then followed by the port. So we're going to copy this IP address, followed by the port, which is port 21. Then we are just going to type in ls. We can put in this like ls-le, then slash, then put in this. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? What about just ls? Okay, what about removing this guy here? invalid syntax. Okay, let's try using Python 3. Let's see if this works. Python 3, let's see if Python 3 works. Great. So Python 3 actually works, and then you can see the same thing that showed up in Metascript. Then I can come here and I can just do cat flag 1.txt, put this, and it's going to give me the content of flag 1.txt. Can you see? So this works also. You can use this actually. This also works. You can also try to like put in a file. We can start up a Python server. Let me do that quickly. You can start up a Python server. Let's go to his website called RevShells. We can just type in revshells.com and then just navigate here. We can copy maybe this bash-hi or this one or any ones that feel well. We can use Python 2. Just copy python-c, or we can use bash, or we can just come over to Google and then search for a VAS shell payload. Simple as that. So I can just come to this guy here. Let's come here and then just click open link. Then you can see a lot of reverse shell here. If it's bash UDP you want to use, you can copy this. You can see bash TCP, bash UDP, socat, PL, Linux, Python, like that. So but we can actually use bash UDP. We can come to this RevShells, type in your IP address, the IP address here, type it here, type in this guy which is 444, type it here, just to be sure that this might work. Let's try this works. So I'm just going to come here and then just start up this netcat which is 444. Come over here, remove all of this here, and then I'm just going to paste this and see if it works. So let's see if it works. Attempting to trigger backdoor. Not network. Great. So you can see it's literally hanging. I don't know why. Failed to trigger backdoor. So it failed to trigger the backdoor for some reason. Let's check if it's our fault. ls. It's our fault. So definitely it's our fault. It's definitely our fault because that payload does not work. So you can try to like get the reverse shell. There's nothing there. You can just keep trying different payload. You can use Python. You can see different Python payload here. You can use Python. What else? You can use PHP. You can use Rust. You can use netcat -c bash, like that. You can try netcat. We can, but first of all, to confirm if netcat is there, you can do netcat -- version. So just to make sure that netcat is available there. Invalid option. Great. So it looks like netcat is there. So let's try pasting this, and then I'm just going to change this IP address here to 10.66.66.246. I'm going to change this to 444, and then I'm going to hit enter. So let me see if this is going to give me a reverse shell. Okay, that's C, set invalid option C. So I can just come here and then change the option again. Let me try something like this one. Let's try something like this one. Let's try something like this one. Let's see if this works. So I'm just going to paste in this, and then let me see if this works. That's NC invalid option. So we've got invalid option there, definitely. So we can only run commands for some reason. We can only run commands, and running /bin/bash, which I'm not sure it's going to. It's just going to like will hang. We're meant to get a response there, but it literally looks like things and there. Great. So definitely there you can see that there are different ways to do this. So we didn't even manage to like log in on that essentially. Let's check if we can see what is inside the home folder. ls/home. Let's see if we have anything, and we have FTP, we have portal. So let's say /home/portal, but this time we're going to add the -la. Okay, that's going to be ls, it's going to be la, not ls. Let's try la. So I was looking for a .ssh file. .ssh file if it's literally available. If it's literally available, let me try add /.ssh and see if it tells me the folder is not found. So definitely we also have FTP, right? Let's check if we can check FTP. .ssh, see the same thing. Oh, sorry. FTP, I put a clear after that, that's why okay, still doesn't work. So let me try something like root. Let me see what we have in root. Flag1, all of our .ssh, anything. So we have authorized keys, which is only read and write, and definitely we are root. So let's try /authorized keys, right? So let's see if we can log in via SSH. Okay, it's actually a file. It is a file. So let me try and cut it out. It is actually a file because I cannot see a D here. So it's literally a file. Authorized keys is a file. Keep going, buddy. There's a space here. I don't know. Well, the script should work sufficiently for that. Let's check. Cat root /.ssh authorized keys. Still works. Keep going. Doesn't work. So for some reason, if we wait more, let's try something like tac. Add tac works too. Let me see if tac was going to work. The script is just going to break. Definitely should be really fast. It should be really fast. I don't know why. Okay, let me use the file command. Let me check the file command. File empty. Literally they say it is empty. So I don't know, but /etc works too, and we can try to put in our own key, our own SSH key. Do we get my actually work? So I think that is all for now, and that will be all. We got a shell. You can try and rate 22 also, but I'm not sure you might find anything because this is vulnerable. This FTP is actually vulnerable. So I hope you understand, and if you have any questions, you can just go ahead and then ask me in the group.